a lot of government behind the scenes CIA programs,
Right.
Like,
I'll have to add that to my list of shit I watch while I'm working.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good. You remember James Spader from back in the day?
Yeah.
It's him. I guess he's like in his 60s now, and he plays the fucking role so well. It's so good. It's some of the best programming that I've seen in a very long time.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
So good. Fringe was a goodie.
I love Fringe. I love Fringe. Fringe is so good. That's one of my. It's in my rotation.
Yeah, dude, I totally forgot about that. That's the one with Pacey from Dawson's Creek, right?
Are we? Hold on. Are we up on Foxhole? Are we good, guys? Can I get a 555?
Hold on, I'll pull up Foxhole.
Yeah, check it out. I'm gonna let my little intro video play now.
Watch Loyal to the Foil, but don't believe anything she says. Do your own research for yourself. Don't let other people think for you.
Yeah, buddy. Don't let other people think for you. What up, fam? Happy Friday. Good to see you guys here. What up, 888 Mystic frightening me? Cads Potter with groundhog problems? What do we got going on over there? What up, Jenny Callie, Bad Cat, DK, Michelle Janae? Good to see you. Ass Squatch. My favorite name on Foxhole, coming in with the shades. Thank you. Right? Ooh, I got purple today. That was random. What up, Connect the Dots? Disco Daphne Stacks. Hello. What up, Wonder Mod? Good to see you here. Yeah, Tree Wade with those awesome cards. Thank you. Yeah, what's going on? So today, Pyler Koala will not be joining us. Pyler is very busy getting ready for his conference. Link is in the description. Go check it out. If you haven't got your tickets yet, online tickets, you can get day passes, all kinds of stuff. Going to be some great speakers over there. Go check out Pyler's conference. Yes, so he's busy doing that. So I have my man, your man, Severe with me. What up, sir?
What up, girl? Good to be back as always. Yes. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, my stand-in co-host for Conspiracy Theory Trivia. Right? All right, thanks, Joan of Sark, for the cookie. Yeah. So what's going on with you? Anything exciting happening recently? You got any updates for us?
I do. I actually
are we hearing it here first? Breaking news?
A little something like that. Within the next couple of days, my newest album should actually be up online and ready to rock. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So yeah, pretty cool, man. That's ready to rock.
The realsevere.com, is that where? Is that right? Because I suck at making links and such, but I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna fix it and put it in the YouTube description as soon as we're done.
It is therealsevere.com. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, buddy. So guys, go over there and check that out. Yeah, a lot of we got like a lot of strangeness to talk about today, sir.
Absolutely.
Before we even get into the questions, man, did you? I have long been one tripping about what they're doing to our food supply. Okay, this is one of my favorite topics to trip about, is what they're doing to our food supply.
Did you talk about,
bruh? Did you see that over the past 2 weeks, 16 food production plants have mysteriously gone up in flames, and then there were 2 plane crashes?
Yep. And then you want to really blow your mind. Anyone that's following Scott over at Woke Societies, huge shout out to Scott.
What up, Woke?
Yeah, anyone that follows his channel on Telegram, he actually put out a really interesting chart back to 2020, not even just the past like few weeks, months, back to 2020, of all the ones that really didn't get reported on. There wasn't a ton of coverage about it. But when you look, dude, the numbers are absolutely staggering. You're talking about hundreds of locations that this has happened to, in conjunction with what they're doing to the supply lines. I mean, when you really 40,000 foot view that bitch and you look down, and you're like, wow, dude, they are really trying to just eliminate any source of food, of sustenance.
Yeah,
and then,
buddy. Except for bugs. They definitely want to eat the bugs and the fake meat. They're all about that.
Look at who owns the biggest chunk of all the farmland now.
Yeah, Bill Gates. Guess who's involved in production of the fake meat? Bill Gates. I know. I have a pretty massive Twitter thread on that as well, and some food production shutdowns from 2020 that had gone unreported as well, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that chart, it's not really even a chart. It's just a U.S. map and red dots of everywhere that it occurred.
That's crazy.
The whole map is covered, dude. It's absolute insanity, and it's gotten to the point that, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been last night, the night before. I think it was last night. Tucker was even covering it on his show.
Right.
I mean, when it gets to that point,
it's
like,
when Tucker's talking about it, right?
Theory, and it's like, wait, hold on. This is mainstream news. Like, think what you want about Fox, whether it's controlled, whatever. It's mainstream news that this is breaking into, where it's like, this is unavoidable. There is something going on here. There's something nefarious. There's something shady. Something's going on.
And I saw something the other day, and it could have been my dude Ice Age Farmer, where I saw, I'm not sure, but
it is.
Well, he's great for that, for sure. He's great for that. But something
about where Scott pulled it from.
Well, then I definitely believe it. Absolutely, without a doubt. That dude is on point when it comes to 2020.
That's exactly where it came from. That's exactly where it came from. So, you hit the nail right on the head.
How about I don't remember if it was Union Pacific. One of these rail lines is now refusing to transport fertilizer with nitrogen as a component.
Yes. Yep, I saw the same.
What?
And then take that in conjunction with the fact that fertilizer prices are through the roof.
Yeah, they're saying like $1,000 a month.
Stuff that was costing farmers at one point per ton, I think it was, of like urea-based fertilizer was like $167, is now $895.
Wild.
And it's like, they are literally trying to do every single thing that they possibly can to cripple the food supply.
Yeah, buddy. Well, guess what? This, the Biden weight loss plan, I think, is going to do me personally a world of good. Yes.
It's doing me good. I've been hitting the gym. I've been eating right. It's doing good for me, man.
Right. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be the best.
It's going to be the best.
It's going to be the best. Trust me. Right. It's going to be the greatest weight loss plan. Right.
The best weight loss plan ever.
Ever. Of all time. Right. Of all time. It's going to be huge. Right. It's going to be great.
People are going to lose weight bigly.
Right? Bruh. Right? Yeah, I think we're in for a world of hurt come fall, man. Right?
Dude, they're not fucking around, man. When it seriously, we're like, no joke. Like, when it comes to this, is one of the biggest elephants in the room that nobody's talking about. And it is a very.
Man, are they going to be talking about it? They're going to be talking about it.
The inflation just on normal household goods, it has doubled, tripled in some cases.
It's ridiculous. Alora and I have this discussion every day.
Summertime, peak of summer. Oh my God. That gas prices combined with the inflation on normal groceries is going to really, it's crazy. People, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And you know what they're going to do. Oh, Putin's inflation on your food.
Right.
And it's like, oh God.
Right. Like, can we listen? I'm not a fan of that, man, but can we stop blaming everything in the world on that cat? Like, for real.
No one's buying it. Even the lefty of the
Nobody
lefties
buys it. Right.
I believe it's 75% and this was a huge Rasmussen poll. 75% of people do not believe that this has anything to do with Putin.
No,
75%.
worst excuse ever, man.
And
Worst
it's like,
excuse
come
ever.
on, man. We saw this was happening well before all this Ukraine nonsense. We saw it. Like, you can't, don't believe your lying eyes. These people are unbelievable,
Man, it's wild. It's definitely wild. Yeah. So, stock up, peeps. Right? Yeah. Laura come in the other day, with a bag of pistachios. She was like, "Do you know I had to pay $11 for this?" I said, "Bro, what do you like? Number one, I like, what do you like?" At that point, I'm like, "Listen, I don't, you don't need nuts that bad, man. Like, you don't need the nuts that bad.
They're
That's
pricey
crazy
to begin with, and
right?
that's the thing. Stuff that was already pricey is going to become very pricey. But stuff that was normal is now going to become pricey. The stuff that you're like, do I really have the money for that? And we're talking about stuff that's kind of essential. So you know what I mean? It's wild,
It's
man.
crazy.
You're gonna see a lot less. And Disco Daphne said it well. You're gonna see a lot less gluttony. I mean, honestly, you really are, man. We have people that are homeless right now in the U.S. that are extremely obese.
Man, listen, my grandfather's favorite shit to call out. Like, we got fat homeless people. He will tell me that.
It's true. You don't see that in other countries, man. You don't see that in Venezuela
all the time. No, you do not.
You see people in Venezuela literally chasing a garbage truck and eating shit out of the back of it, and they weigh about 110 pounds, and these are full-grown men. And it's like, buddy, that is what that looks like. You know what I mean? Buddy. People are gluttonous, man. They really are, man. Now, it shouldn't be them, that gets to make that call of your gluttony ends now. But if you're going to pull something positive away from all this, it's
the Biden weight loss plan.
How to live back to the basics, you know what I mean? And get back to normal shit, man.
Hell yeah, right? Man. So, in other news, Pilar Koala. Now, this I did not have time to make a question about this, but I figured I would display this. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, Severe. But just for fun, guys, somebody tell me which one of these is the true picture, right? You can see a bomb. Is this a Russian bomb in Ukraine, a Ukrainian bomb in Russia, or is this an Israeli bomb in Gaza? Just about, you talking about don't believe your lying eyes. You see, he wanted me to ask this on trivia tonight. So here we go, guys. So which one of these is the real story? And to be perfectly honest, I have no idea. I have no idea, right? That's crazy. Like, the news will report the same thing, right? Especially they'll pull stuff, and my guess is Gaza. Can you see the picture yet? Did it pop up for you? I know we've got a bit of a delay.
I just have the chat open. I don't have the actual screen running in the background.
Yeah, well, so they'll pull, like, images from other wars and then claim that the shit is happening in Ukraine or it's happening in Russia or whatever, like, all the time. Does anybody have an idea which one of these was actually the story? Because I have no idea, right? Probably none.
What about the picture they were peddling with that woman with, like, half her head blown off? That was from a gas explosion in India. And they were talking about it was someone that was bombed in Ukraine. You saw that?
No, I did not.
My God, man, they're just so blatant. It's the same thing they did with all the COVIDian garbage, where they were using pictures of 2 years prior in Italy. And it's like, my God, man.
Aw, Sookie with the fleet. Thank you. Thank you for your
place to
yes.
Be. Up,
thank
Sookie?
You for your love. I appreciate that. Thanks. No, that's awesome. I did not see that, but I'll tell you, when I'm working, for my one job, we have to pull frames from videos. We have to check all this and see if we can find where it originally came from. And, like, it's a nightmare, man. Like, social media is a nightmare right now. Oh, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. So
a ton of misinformation out there, but not where they're saying it's coming from. But there is a ton of misinformation. It's all misinformation.
It gives me a headache. When I work in 8 hours, like, it gives me a headache. I am like, oh my God, can we stop with this now? Please.
I could just imagine.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. So let's do a little trivia, right? That's why I drug you over here for. I got some
Let's go.
I got some questions for you. These are crazy. I got some crazy topics to talk about today,
Well, I
right?
got some questions for you too, girl.
That's what I'm talking about, sir. Right? All right, all right, all right. So, Severe,
Yes.
what star is thought to possibly be home to an alien megastructure called a Dyson sphere? Okay, what star is thought to possibly be home to an alien megastructure called a Dyson sphere? Is it A, Tabby star, B, Betelgeuse, C, Cyrus, or D, Dara?
Wow. That's a
Right?
tough one. Shit.
I know. My question, just a heads up, the questions have gotten a little bit harder because I actually have to write them and research them on my own now, and I've run out of
Well,
simple
that's a
things to
good one.
ask.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, that ain't simple because you got me on that. Beetlejuice, if I'm not mistaken, is not a star. It's a system, no? If I'm not mistaken, I believe Beetlejuice is a system. I don't think it's a single solitary star. I could be wrong on that. So
Well, it could have
I-
orbiting planets and thus be a system. I don't know. But there is
Right.
definitely, I think, a star called Betelgeuse.
Okay.
Anybody in the
And-
chat want to
and you
fact
said
check me on that?
You said it was a Dyson sphere?
Yeah. Are you familiar with this concept?
I am not.
Oh, I'm gonna learn you today, sir.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm gonna have to try to make an educated guess. I will try to eliminate Beetlejuice.
All right, I'm seeing some.
And
I'm
the
seeing
first one
some
was
A's
what?
and C's.
Tabby star?
Tabby's star, Betelgeuse, Cyrus, or Dara. Tam Grau says, please repeat. What star is thought to possibly be home to an alien megastructure called a Dyson sphere? And then Tabby star, Betelgeuse, Cyrus, or Dara. Let's see.
I'm gonna go.
What up,
Cyrus.
Ayashoku? Good to see you.
I'm gonna go with Cyrus.
Okay. All right. Final answer?
Final answer.
Final answer. All right. Let's see. I see a couple of you guys got it. So the answer is actually Tabby star. Okay, it was A. It was. Don't feel bad, Severe, because I didn't know that either until I made the question. So
yeah, that's a good question. Seriously, that's a good one.
So apparently, this is like one of the most controversial claims in cosmology right now. So this was observed by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, right? The star is fairly famous at this point. Citizen scientists. We have citizen journalists, I guess, in academia. Now they have citizen scientists, right? This is great. They were studying the mission data, and they noticed that this star would dim and flicker dramatically, specifically between 2011 and 2013. Okay, so hypothesis about this weird behavior clearly abounds. Nobody seems to be able to fully explain what is going on. There's a lack of an obvious answer here, but there is extreme speculation that an advanced civilization is building a mega structure around the star, right? Around Tabby star. A Dyson sphere, Severe. Theoretically, you could build a structure around a star to harness the power of the star, and then use that to power a civilization. Somebody help me out here. What up, Fearless? Good to see you. Would this be type 2 or type? I think this is type 2 on the Kardashev scale, right? So in any case, this Dyson sphere, they got the star and it's shining, and then it will dim out, and then it will come back, and then it will dim out, and then it will come back, and there's like a pattern to this, right? So apparently recently the star dipped in brightness again. They're thinking that this is a possible explanation. So the Kepler mission is supposed to be searching for extrasolar planets, exoplanets, right, that orbit other stars. And it does this by looking at the dimming of the stars as these planets pass in front of the star. Like, if Earth is going in front of the sun and you're way out here watching, the sun's going to get a little bit dimmer as Earth transits the sun. Okay?
Right.
So they're seeing this massive dip with this Tabby star, right? And they do not think that it's a planet. They're thinking there may be a Dyson sphere around the star because of the nature of the dips, right? Now, Kepler has detected thousands of alien worlds during its mission, right? There are clearly a bajillion planets in the universe, right? Much less in this galaxy, right? So the light curve of this star is basically the intensity of the starlight that the Kepler was detecting over time was a complete and total mess,
Right.
right? So they do think there are many things in orbit around the star, but some of these objects must have been so large to explain how much starlight was actually being blocked during their transit. They actually published a peer-reviewed paper on this, claiming that it could potentially be a Dyson sphere, which would be huge. I mean, this would be
That's some
huge.
crazy stuff.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be nuts?
Yeah, that's
Right?
insane.
So I think like type 1 civilization is you harness, I could be wrong, so fact check me guys, because I know somebody out here. Type 1 civilization on the Cashapp scale is like you harness the energy of your planet. Then you can harness the energy of a star. Then there's like, it extrapolates from there. Thank you, Allison N, for the shades. So, I mean, we will probably not make it to type 1 civilization, or it'll take forever for us to get there. But for something to be that advanced, to be able to harness the power of an entire star, I mean, they've got to be so far ahead of us.
Yeah, that's crazy. That really is crazy. Just
Isn't
that
that
whole
wild?
concept in general. Yeah,
Yeah, isn't that wild?
that
Yeah,
is wild. That's a great question. Damn.
right. Well, got to find interesting.
Coming out of the gate, guns blazing. You got your boy right off the rip.
Well, here, let me find something that might be a little more entertaining, and then you're gonna ask me a question, sir. Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on
yes,
here.
absolutely.
This is one I've been saving for a minute here. Let me find it because I got so many of these. Right. Okay.
Oh, Scott's in the house. Speaking of the devil, I was just
Is he?
referencing work, man.
Oh, what up, woke? Good to see you. And bruh, good to see you too. Okay. All right, here. This is a good one. This is a good one for everybody. Okay. Oh, Frightening Me says that I was right with my Kardashev explanation. Fantastic. What popular snack food do conspiracists claim is satanic? Yeah, I know, right? You're like, snack foods. What?
No, I think I could probably get this. I've seen
All right.
some stuff on this. Let's see what
I
we
was
got.
tripping. Okay, what popular snack food do conspiracists claim is satanic? Is it A, Nilla wafers, B, hot Cheetos, C, Oreos, or D, Slim Jims?
Wow. Okay, that's not any of them that I thought it would have been.
Well, now I want to know what you thought it was. Hold on.
Well, okay, I guess it wouldn't be a snack food. It would be more. It's a what energy drink is that?
Oh, Monster.
Yeah,
right?
Where they've got like, there's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, right. Like
there.
the 666 on the can.
And if you line up
that.
the cans
yeah,
a certain way, like it does some crazy stuff, man. I was gonna say that, but I think I have to. I was gonna go with that anyway, just because it sounds like there's got to be something behind that. You said Nilla wafers?
Nilla wafers, hot Cheetos,
no,
Oreos, or Slim Jims.
I think it's. I'm gonna go
Final
with
answer?
Oreos. Final answer. I'm gonna go with Oreos.
Cat Spotter said Devil's Food Cake, right? Yeah, I see a lot of you guys saying Oreos. It is Oreos, right? Oreos
I vaguely do remember hearing something like that. Now, do you have an explanation as to why they believe so?
Of course. I have explanations for all this, all this shite. Okay. Right. That's what I do. So we talk about it and figure out what the hell is going on. So apparently, according to conspiracists, thank you, Life of Brian, for the shades. Much love. Symbols now think about what the Oreo, the cookie part looks like. Symbols embossed on the exterior surfaces of the Oreos apparently link to the Knights Templar and the Freemasons. Okay?
I'm trying to visualize I see some of it in my head. I got some of it. There's like a cross, but with an extra line in it.
Hold on. Let me just. Yes, I'm clicking on stuff, guys. Hold on. Let me see if it pops up here. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, Snopes has fact checked this, so we know that this cannot possibly be true. All right. Right. Yeah. So right. Good old Snopes. Here's the Oreos. So apparently these symbols on the outside of the Oreos link to the Knights Templar and the Freemasons. Okay. No, we don't want to read your shit, Snopes. Thanks. So apparently there is no official explanation of what the ring of four-leaf flowers, the segmented line with intermittent dots encircling it, or the television antenna-like structure above Oreo is supposed to mean. Right? If you can see it on there, it does kind of look suspiciously like an antenna. That is weird.
Yeah, that's the thing I was talking, the cross with like the
Yeah.
extra lines and stuff.
Yeah, it's got the little thing there. All right. So apparently there's no official explanation, but top minds of Reddit have now figured out that the symbology on the Oreo does link to the medieval Knights Templar and the Fraternal Order of Freemasonry. And of course, as we all know, these groups are implicated in grand scale conspiracy theories. So the symbol around the word Oreo was designed from the Cross of Lorraine, which is supposed to be a symbol of quality, right? This is Knights Templar, right? Cross of Lorraine is supposed to mean it's a quality cookie. And the flowers on the Oreo were rendered using the Knights Templar cross pate. All right. The dots and the flowers and the dashes represent the 3 degrees of ancient craft Freemasonry. And the arranging of the dots around the cookie were strategically positioned to form a 5-pointed star. It's supposed to look like an Eastern star, right?
It's wild, man. And that's the reason that I had to go with Oreos over any of them, because they're the only ones that have like, it looks like messaging on it. It really, it's like,
isn't it weird?
Nothing else has that like symbolism or anything like that. And you look, I'm imagining it now. I'm seeing it more and more, like as I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of stuff going on in that one little embossing that goes on every single one of those.
Right, and the guy that drew it up did this apparently forever ago, and they've claimed that he has some weird ties also. So who knows, man? What do you guys think? Are Oreos satanic now?
Now we got to do a dive on exactly what's in it, man.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised to find heck. What is it? Heck 253. I forget the number.
Yeah.
You know
the kidney cell shit.
Yep, the stem cell shit. Like I would not be surprised, like if that's one of those items that's got it now.
Oh, thank you, Suki, for the cookie. In lieu of my Oreo discussion, right? Yeah, sorry, Disco Daphne. I know you love the Oreos, but what do you want me to say, right? I don't ever eat them, but yeah, they do look kind of creepy. If you crush them, the symbols are all gone. This is true. I do like Oreo blizzards, though. So now I'm kind of sad.
That's a great comment. If you crush them, the symbols are all gone. I like that.
Right. Crush them up, man. All right. I know you got a question or two for me, sir.
I do actually. I just see, but you know so much. It's gonna be hard to stump you. It's gonna be really hard to stump you. Like I said before, I'm not going to give you multiple choice unless you need it. I want to see if you could just get these.
Oh Lord,
I have a feeling you might be able to, but if you need them, I have some multiple choice.
Well, we got to give them. Well, let's see, because we'll see if the chat can get it without multiple choice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'll give it a minute, and I got the chat in the background. I could see it, so yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Generic cookies for the win. That's right, Jesse. Generic cookies all the way, man. Get you those duplex cookies. It's fine.
Like for Brian, that's funny. Oreoglyphics, a new study. Oreoglyphics. I like that.
Oreoglyphs.
Hilarious.
Right.
All right. So you ready, Foil?
Bring it.
All right. What did the U.S. government supposedly do to the USS Eldridge in 1943?
Do you want me to wait? You want me to just answer this?
No, let's wait. Let's see. I want to see if peeps in the chat know this.
All right. You guys,
do you know it though?
New style, right? No multiple choice, guys. Come on. I need my conspiracy top minds. USS Eldridge, what happened? All right. Thank you, Suki, for more cookies. I love your cookies. Thank you so much for the gold love.
I brought it back to the 40s. I'm like, damn. All right, let me throw it way back. Let me see. And no, there's no stuffing you. You know too much. Right. You're the girl that knew too much.
Man, no, I don't know anything about anything. I know nothing, man. I know nothing.
I want to see what they say. I mean, I know there's a little bit of a delay on the chat, but
yeah, we gotta give them a second, right? Give them a second. Rabbit Hole Digger song on the blacklisted on the realsevere.com. What Rabbit Hole Digger song is Disco Daphne talking about, Severe?
Shall we go? Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's a song called "Shall We Go."
Well,
They
it would
play it
help
on
that the
Diddy
title
stream
was
sometimes.
literally in the in the
Yes,
comment.
that is "Shall We Go."
Up,
Yeah,
up.
that's a good song for
I'm
stuff
seeing
like
some
that.
good answers on the YouTube chat. I don't know. Can you see it? They said, okay, I'm getting send it to another dimension, teleport it, send it to time travel, Philadelphia project, right? Philadelphia experiment made a movie, right? They did. They did, in fact. Time travel, invisibility test, Philadelphia. Oh, you guys are on point today.
They
Look at
are on point.
look at y'all. Did it end up in Virginia? That's the story. That's the story. What do you know about this, Severe? The answer is Philadelphia experiment. Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, the multiple choice that they gave was blow it up, shrink it, or render it invisible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Invisibility. Right.
and then the actual description that it gives as part of the Philadelphia experiment, American scientists are alleged to have made the massive warship invisible before transporting it stealthily from Philadelphia to Norfolk.
Did you see some like I okay, aside from the movie that was made, there are some pictures that are supposedly from that time that actually show people embedded in bulkheads and shit like their molecules got entangled with the molecules of the
I
ship.
have seen those pictures. They're wild.
Bro.
They're crazy looking for real, man. Crazy stuff. It's stuff that makes you really step back and be like, what exactly do they have, man? And this is the 40s.
Man.
Just think about what they have access to now. You're talking about a century later.
Man, they were listen, but I don't know. Our science was so much more open-minded back in the day. I see some
Absolutely.
connect the dots says Russia did it too. Their ship landed in a mountain.
Yeah.
Man, we were just last week. I was talking about cybernetic telepathy. So last week I was talking about how Russia had actually basically had a man play a piano, downloaded the neural pattern of a man playing a piano, uploaded it to somebody else, and then they were able to play the piano as well. Right? This was, I think, also in maybe the 60s. Right? But our science was so much more open-minded back in the day. I mean, we had all kinds of remote viewing programs and crazy time travel experiments and invisibility projects and just wild shit that if we talked about it now, now the science is settled. We can't. We're not talking about that.
Think about what you just said about downloading. It's literally Neo. Like, I know
Man,
Kung Fu.
yes.
You know what I like? That's
yes.
exactly what that is. Now
yes.
imagine actually having that ability to tap into whatever it is that you want to learn. You're talking about 30 seconds later.
Man.
You're a master at it. It's pretty wild stuff, man.
Right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
It literally goes from taking it from like, damn, I wish I had the time to like learn how to play the piano. I would love to learn how to play it and just create music. To 30 seconds later, okay, I can now. Like,
right? That'd be some shit.
Imagine the world we would live in.
It'd be fantastic. Or would it
but
be?
Then
would you lose something there?
Exactly.
And
I was just gonna say, not only do you lose the process of like feeling that achievement from learning whatever the skill is or the craft, but also you got to do the flip side. How would people use that for negative or nefarious reasons? Like, imagine instead of telling yourself, wow, I wish I could play the guitar or the piano, you tell yourself, wow, I wish I had the mind of like a psychopathic killer and really was devious like that. You know what I mean? You could download that. And now you've got a bunch of psychopaths running around that not only have the tendencies, but now they have the brains to put together really hard to solve crimes.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
With Elon Musk has talked about with Neuralink at some point being able to upload, download memories. I guess they are probably building on these earlier experiments. And it's crazy because the US and Russia used to compete with this weird ass shit, right? Russia would do something, we'd steal it or try to mimic it, or we'd do something and it'd be vice versa. I mean, I say that we used to have more open-minded science. I guess that's probably wrong because we're doing some crazy stuff now that is probably based on those earlier experiments. I mean, think about memory overwrite. I mean, it's really not that difficult. 20 years ago, we were able to use an fMRI to tell if somebody was lying by noting the area of the brain that would light up when the scan was being done. They've got it pinpointed now that they can actually show you the neural pathway for a specific thought or word or image. And if they've got that mapped out, right? I mean, and they put, like I said, with Neuralink or even an exterior apparatus that you could wear and remove, you could re-imprint those pathways. I mean, how do we create a memory? By reusing a pathway over and over and over again to where it becomes, the primary path that an electric synapse takes in your head. I mean, they could do that. I mean, we could do that now.
Right.
It's crazy to think of. Like, really, really, it is. What
Oh,
up,
it
Andy's girl?
absolutely
Hi,
is.
Leyland.
I mean, well, think about it. When you understand or look at it, in terms of the brain essentially being a hard drive that could store information and recall information and such, then you understand that people's hard drives can be formatted and completely wiped clean. I mean, look at what we're dealing with right now. We have a whole chunk of the population that every month or two has their hard drive formatted and then something
Man,
else reinstalled
right.
onto it. So it was masks and then vaccines, and then it was
Ukraine.
now it's Ukraine. Like, they can literally be formatted and reprogrammed at any time. We're seeing it on a huge mass scale. So imagine what you could do to someone if you really have them one-on-one, like in a lab, like the level you'd be able to take it to when you're not just doing it on a mass scale through like
Right.
programming stuff, but really one-on-one, being able to tap into what you could actually make someone do or become capable of, like, pretty wild. And then you harness that information and then reapply that now on the mass scale, and you just keep leveling up on, and you see what they're able to do now.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
it started with the innovation of television, and then people realizing, wow, this is literally a mind control device.
Mm-hmm.
So now they've taken that and
they've
upped it
patented
to
ways to use television to do specifically, emotional
exactly,
control, mental manipulation, mind
and
control.
put
Like,
people in an absolute hypnotic state without
mm-hmm.
them even realizing that they are at all.
Absolutely.
And also, I don't know if you've seen this. This is pretty wild stuff. I'll have to shoot you the video. It's not even a long video. It's maybe like 7 or 8 minutes. But I think it was titled something about like an exercise you can do in the middle of the day when you start to feel tired, when you hit that kind of crash.
Mm-hmm.
And what the guy was explaining was that when your eyes are focused down and your chin is focused down towards your neck, it starts to subconsciously trigger a sleep pattern. It starts to make you tired, starts to make you sleepy. So if you're having trouble sleeping, people sit in a chair and just kind of with
Yeah,
their head
man.
down like
I know,
that,
right?
and it will start to like put you to sleep. It's just a natural way that mechanism works. So when people are constantly walking around all day with their
Like
chin down,
this,
looking at their
right?
phone, they're in a constant state of like semi-sleep. Like the body's being told, the mind is being told, yo, it's time to sleep, which is putting you at a certain
And
frequency
then your
to
brain just opens up to whatever it is they want to push in there.
absolutely. So he said the way you break away from that, put the phone down first and foremost, take your eyes, stretch, look up
And
at
look
like a
up.
45-degree angle and
Mm-hmm.
tilt your eyes to like 90 degrees and just hold it for 30 seconds. And it literally, I've done it. It will take you from that sleepy kind of like hypnotic kind of like feeling to like, wow, all right, I'm kind of alert now. I'm like
Right.
awake now.
I'm
It's
gonna have to get, because man, I be sitting
it
here like
works.
ready to nod off, trying to
But
work
now think about the
hours and hours
collective
here.
frequency that's being dropped
Right.
by having people like it's pretty wild
I
shit, man.
bet.
There's a whole science behind that. And of course, they have that information. They understand how that works and they use it to their advantage.
I bet. I bet Michelle Janae said take a nap. I personally can't. I literally am working 14, 15-hour days right now. Like, there's no sleep for me. Thank you, Mugga, for the cookie. Much love to you. And Christina Love, thank you for the bracelet and the sage. I love them. It's beautiful. Uh yeah, it's crazy. But you were talking about wiping somebody's mind. It was just making me think, like, anybody that has seizures or that has had a seizure, right? What what happens? Your brain electrocutes itself, and when you come to, you're a blank. Like, it takes a minute for your brain to reboot, right? Like, when it would happen to me, the only thing I could remember was my grandfather's phone number. Like, that's it. That's the only thing I could ever remember. I never knew what day it was, where I was at, like nothing. Like, it was a mess. But like, I mean, that's what happens. Your synapses get fried, and then you're a blank, right? And your brain has to literally reboot. Like, I'm sure they have found ways to manipulate all of this.
Now imagine that being a subconscious seizure, if you will, without even realizing that you're having one, and your brain's constantly having them, just being wiped out and just being taught to recall only certain information every time you come out of it.
That's wild.
Like
thought,
like on a loop. You know what I mean? Like, but that's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, because they understand the science, like not only the physical aspect of how to do these things, but the psychological process that takes place when they do these things. They are so far ahead of where
they're very adept.
And that's the problem, is because they suppress that information, we can't catch up to them. It's not because we don't have the knowledge. It's not because we're not smart enough to think on their level. It's because all the shit that they have used to get to where they are is all occult information that has been purposely held away from us, so that we can't play catch up. So they'll leak out a little bit here and there, but we are decades behind when they're leaking this stuff out.
Bruh. And we're bombarded. It's like being held underwater. You know what I mean? You just can't catch a breath. Like, they literally bombard us with this shit 24 hours a day. It's crazy.
And every time you catch your breath, they put you right back down.
Man, every time, right? Right? Crazy. Yeah, which none of that had anything to do with, how did we even get to there from the Philadelphia experiment? I don't even know. But
that's a very good question. But we spiral all the time. We always spiral. Like, we are the king and queen of that shit.
I have no idea how, but this is fine. This is fine, right? Yeah. Because they do all kinds of crazy ass experiments, you know, and it's and like I said, it's probably not fair for me to say our science is closed. I mean, for God's sakes, like, you know, even like as much as we laugh, I mean, even like the Navy patents on warp drive, right? I mean, like, there's some people that are doing some stuff, right? Some people did some things, like, who knows? We'll get there, right? We will get there. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, dude. All right. Well, I got a question for you, sir.
Let go.
All right. Now, some of you guys might hopefully know this, right? The Utsurobune washed ashore in what country in 1803, carrying an alien woman that spoke to a fisherman? The Utsurobune, okay, washed ashore in what country in 1803, carrying an alien woman that spoke to a fisherman? Was it A, China? Who's answering B? I didn't even give the answers yet, Andy's girl. Was it A, China, B, Vietnam, C, Korea, or D, Japan? The Utsurobune.
I'm going with D, because I was already thinking Japan before you even said the multiple choice. So I'm going to go with Japan.
Right. Final answer.
I am definitely going to go with Japan. I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks in the chat, but I'm going with Japan.
All right. Frightening Me says Japan. I find, Severe, that if you're never sure of an answer, you should just see what Frightening Me is saying, because normally that cat is on point with the answers.
Right? We're over in Foxhole?
On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. Right? Yeah, I don't have the YouTube chat pulled up.
Another Sam Tripoli fan.
Yeah, it has to be Japan, because every time, always when I think I know the answer and then I hear you do the multiple choice, I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be.
Right. The answer is Japan. Ta-da! Right, look at you. Yeah. This matter of fact, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys this thing, because this is a famous story. If I can type, right? There it is. So this is a crazy story. So on February 22nd of 1803, this weird ass thing washed ashore in Japan. Right? This disc-shaped vessel, it had windows on top, metal bands below, and inside of it, they found strange writing etched to the walls. There were weird-ass fabrics in there. maybe that they thought were like maybe bed sheets or carpet or whatever, and it had a passenger. There was a young woman that was carrying a square box. She had red hair and pale pink skin. She had really nice clothes on that were also made of some kind of weird fabric, right? Obviously, she was speaking, they had no idea what she was saying. She was speaking some sort of a foreign language. To this day, it is speculated that she was some sort of alien, right? And that the Japanese fishermen had, she was trying to communicate something to them. I mean, to this day, we don't know what the hell it was. And they have some of the, they have a drawing of the ship, the drawings of the woman. Let me get that off there. Right. So, I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, the legend of this story is known as the Itsurabune, the hollow ship, right? So the fishermen at the time thought maybe she was a princess from a foreign land, um, you know, and for whatever reason that maybe she had the head of her deceased lover in the box, right? And that's why she wouldn't let go of the box. Ultimately, these fishermen put her back in her ship and pushed her back out to sea. Told her to kick rocks with it, right? There are a lot of people today that speculate that perhaps this was some sort of an aquafarian being, some sort of a water alien, that came, like that this was a USO, that they just didn't have the words or technology to explain. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of competing theories on this because at the time, Japan's borders were, I mean, closed. I mean, like closed. Like they did not want any sort of cultural degradation, so they didn't let shit in from other countries, like at all. Right. So, I mean, some people think that maybe it was a Russian woman that was, that, that had some sort of a, primitive boat she just used to get over there. But if you look at the pictures, I mean, that's not what it looks like. It looks like some sort of a USO. And I mean, the descriptions of the weird fabric and whatever else, like, who knows? Have you ever heard this story?
Very little of it, but not the details that you were just saying. I'm getting a kick out of people saying that it was Jen Psaki.
They said it was a beautiful woman. Okay, they said it was a beautiful woman.
It's a pale skin and red hair.
Right, yeah, she's out, man. And they did not say Peppermint Patty. They said a beautiful woman.
Patty.
Right? They're all asking what's in the box,
Shit.
right? I'm sure that the fishermen were all like, man, what is? Yeah, you got to tell us what's in the box, or get back in your ship and kick rocks, right? Who knows? Who knows? Um, I mean, apparently round ships were kind of common at the time, but the metal and the glass casings were not so common at the time. So they have no idea what this was. I mean, at the time, Japan was only trading with China and the Netherlands. So
Yeah, that's wild. You said this was 18 what?
1803.
Yeah, wow.
February 22nd of 1803. you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of alien contact stories. Uh, my favorite is the guy in, what was it, Missouri, the fisherman in Missouri or Mississippi, that like now he's taught, like he says that they gave him a message. He was abducted 50 years ago and he's just now giving the message. The message was rather apocalyptic, by the way. That there would be, he said he got a message that there would be a plague and then starvation and then a giant war, which is kind of funny
I remember that.
because
Yeah,
if we are having a
exactly.
plague, there will probably be some starvation and then, you know, hey,
Oh, there's already, see, that's the kind of stuff people don't talk about. There's a lot of starvation already in these third world countries. I mean, that's really the plan, is to completely collapse those countries.
oh, they're going to get it the worst.
Yeah,
Now.
migrate all those people out of those countries into first world nations and collapse those as well by doing so. I mean, that's the ultimate end game of what they're trying to do.
Wait.
So yeah, not far off with that prophecy that he was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he also said some other weird stuff, like the alien stuck her finger up this dude's nose. Like he had a whole crazy story to go along with that. But it is a little weird, that his stuff is lined up. Yeah, I've seen Seven, Frightening Me. Wait, what did I miss? Did they talk about that in the movie? I don't remember.
Oh no, that's in the. He's got the gun to him, and he's like, "What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in
Oh,
the box?
duh.
Tell me what's in the box. What's in the
Yeah.
box?"
I imagine that's exactly how it went down when she showed
Oh
up,
shit!
right? And wouldn't let go of the box. Yeah, that's
What's in
exactly
the
what happened,
box?
guys. Right? Duh. Right? I knew that. I knew that. Right? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Who knows, man? I don't know. Do you think they're probably like assuming there are aliens, right? Which I do. They probably are like literally trying to contact people and tell them some things, and people just aren't listening. Or like the people that are listening, everybody writes off as nuts. You know?
Yes, I think that that's more the side that it falls on. That the people that they are contacting, if they are contacting people, just get completely. I mean, that's programming also. That's conditioning as well. To where you see in movies where you have like the crackpot and they look crazy.
They
You know
always
what?
make
They
them
look
look
like
crazy,
people.
right?
Like, no, you don't understand. Like, I hear voices, they're really talking to me. And it's like, oh God, like people are so conditioned to hear that, see it, and dismiss.
Immediately.
That's done purposely because then the people that really are being contacted look like some crazy person or the boy or girl that cried wolf or, you know, whatever. But that is not by mistake. Anything that you see that you could put into the basket of conditioning through media, through TV, through movies, through music, where it's repeated, like that kind of scenario where they frame the person that way, that's not by accident. That's not because people actually know someone that's like that and they're crazy. It's because now you see that person as being crazy because you were told. So I think that's more the side that it falls on, that if they are contacting people and they are trying to communicate with people, those people just out of hand are completely just written off like, oh, you're a lunatic.
Man, all the time, right? If Jesus came back for an encore, he'd be in the mental ward. Yeah, buddy. Right? Yeah, if Jesus came back, yeah, I mean, like it was the first time, not like how it's talking about a revel. If Jesus came back today, they'd be like, this dude is nuts. They'd lock him
Oh,
right up.
absolutely.
They would lock him
Absolutely.
right up.
Because
That's
the inmates run the asylum.
man, right? Thanks, Life of
That's the
Brian, for the
problem.
shades. Yeah, I know, right? Man, can we like we need to stop electing like lawyers and career politicians and shit. Like we need to be electing like farmers and like
Literally.
can we
Yes.
elect like the manager of like, you know, I don't know, Home Depot or something, like just some regular ass people. Can we get some regular ass people in government? I think that
Yeah.
would super and some term limits.
Yeah, it would make sense, right? The way that it used to be is if you put someone in a position of power, it's because they were the best in the community and what they were doing.
Yeah, well,
So,
they are the best at being shady as shit.
so
You know,
so it makes sense to put the head of your state or the Department of Agriculture for your state or for your community would probably be the best farmer, right? Like, I mean, this is stuff that would make sense. But no, it is exactly what you said. It's career politicians,
man.
it's lawyers, it is straight up criminals. It is the scum of the scum people that are constantly put into those positions,
Right,
man.
I need the waitress at Denny's to be in charge of something, okay? Like
Right,
regular
exactly.
people.
To bust their ass and know what it is to actually work for what they have.
Yeah. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
a
can we
million
get
percent.
some of those people in charge of
Yes.
something, please? Anybody? Uh Leyland says the first rule of ET Contact Fight Club is that we do not talk about ET Contact Fight Club. Right? That's right. That's right. Right? Uh yeah, no more professional politicians. LT5. This is the whole problem. Like it's
It's
people
the
trying to
entire
make
problem.
a career out of this shit. It was never supposed to be your career. You know, I mean, like in the beginning, like a lot of the people that got put into power didn't even want it. Like shit, Washington was even like, do not like just I'll do this for a minute, but I'm not about to be up here for my whole life running stuff. Like y'all gonna have to elect somebody else in a few years because I'm not doing this forever, right?
I mean, that's literally what it comes down to. It's like, all right, which pile of shit do you want most? Do you
Bruh,
like dog shit? Do you like horse shit? Or do you like cow shit? Which
right?
one are you going to go with? It's like,
Always.
I don't like any of them. I don't want any of them. Can we get a completely different selection up there, please? Like, can we
Right?
have some normal average Joes and Janes up there that know what it's like to actually know what's best for their community because they're an active part of it. Like
What were
what?
the aliens on The Simpsons named? Kang and something else. I'd elect one of
Oh
them
yeah.
first at this
Yeah,
point.
literally. Yeah,
Like,
because
can we get
they'd have a
Kang for
better grip
president?
on reality.
Right? Like, yeah, oh yeah, Cads, like the trucker, that trucker guy, that was in Pennsylvania, I think, right? Just regular ass trucker guy, spent like $200 on his campaign, got elected. Like that's what I'm talking about. Can we elect those guys? Like that'd be great. Put them in
Dude,
charge of transportation. Get you some farmers and put them in charge of agriculture. Get you know
just like I was saying, like seriously, like you do that at a local level, and that's when you see the national change. But
absolutely.
without doing that at a local level, we're never going to see that because all they're going to keep putting in front of us are the people that they want there, and that's what people don't
Yeah, because
understand,
if
man.
they want them there's got to be something wrong with them anyway.
Exactly. If they're allowed to be there in this climate, in this environment, there's a reason why. It's
Right?
like you got 1 out of 100 that make their way through the system and actually are the ones that are up there representing the best interests of the people. It's so few and far in between, though. It's terrible.
Man, it's crazy. They're saying that guy was in New Jersey, wherever he was from. We need that guy. All right, I got another question for you. All right.
Let's go.
All right, I got another question for you. We're going along with since we're talking about aliens, right? What is the name of the theory that posits that life on Earth might actually have cosmic origins? What is the name of the theory that posits that life on Earth might actually have cosmic origins? Is it A, the extraterrestrial diaspora theory, B, the theory of panspermia, C, the Martian dissemination theory, or D, the stellar origins theory?
Off the rip, without even really wanting to get too deep into it, I have it down to A and D.
Okay. I try to
Um,
make them sound super official when I'm
what what was the first one? Was the
ex
diaspora one,
yeah,
right?
extraterrestrial diaspora theory,
Okay.
panspermia theory, Martian dissemination theory, or stellar origins theory?
Stellar origins. I like the sound of that. It sounds too direct. It sounds too to the point.
Two to the
Stellar
point,
origins. It
right?
does.
Could be a trick.
It could be a trick. I think you're trying to throw me a curveball here. I think yeah, I see through it. I see through it. You thought I would go with D, and I want to. I want to. I think it's A though. I think it's A. Give me the choices one more time.
One more time. Okay, we're talking about the theory that posits that life on Earth might have cosmic origins. Are we talking about the extraterrestrial diaspora theory, the theory of panspermia, Martian dissemination theory, or the stellar origins theory?
Panspermia just sounds hilarious. I could just imagine the comments that are going to be in the chat. Shit. Maybe it is the. I see people are going with B. I really don't think it is. I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna go with A.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Right? It is panspermia.
They were right. They were right.
Think about it. Pan means everything, right? Pan
Yes,
means
and
total,
then
and spermia seed,
yes,
right?
yes.
Panspermia, right? Right. So like, and the theory is like, okay, imagine a comet just hurtling through the nothingness of space, right? It smashes into a planet, causes destruction, but it also brings life because hitching a ride on the surface of the comet were tiny traces of organic material or even maybe alien eggs. That's one way that they think that life could have
Alien
spread,
eggs. That's wild.
right? That's one way they think that life could have spread across the cosmos, right? I mean, in panspermia, like I said, literally means like seeds everywhere, right? This is the name of the theory that life on Earth might have cosmic origins. It's actually been hotly debated by scientists, and clearly it's been featured in works of science fiction forever. But recently, a group of nearly 3 dozen scientists from around the world um, are promoting this And they're suggesting not just that Earth's earliest life has outer space origins, but that panspermia may be specifically responsible for the Cambrian explosion. Okay, that's a point in Earth's history. It was like 541 million years ago when most major animal groups appear in the fossil record. Okay, and they wrote an article about this called Cause of Cambrian Explosion, Terrestrial or Cosmic. It was published in the August 2018 issue of the journal Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology. 33 scientists, 33 scientists tied the rise of unique animals, and I'm talking about like tardigrades, octopi, um, and all kinds of other weird animals that just flourished at the time. They tied them to panspermia, thinking that these creatures have come from organic alien material. And like I know you have to have seen at least on the news. Like I remember it went through the news cycle about how octopi might be aliens. Like there's some scientific basis to that. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
only a theory, granted, but I mean, look at tardigrades, right? These things, these little tiny things. By the way, I'm still convinced they have taken over the moon, right? These little tiny, they're called water bears, right? Weird ass looking things. They use them in experiments at the ISS and everything else. Israel launched a rocket full of tardigrades that accidentally crashed into the moon, so I am now convinced that these things have taken over up there, okay? But these things can exist in like Antarctic waters. They can be put in a state of hibernation and then just brought out and live. They have these extremely long lifespans. Like they're the weirdest little creatures, right? But they think tardigrades might have come from panspermia during this Cambrian explosion. Octopi, them things are freaking weird. An octopus is super smart. They can
Oh,
solve
absolutely.
mazes and shit. Thank you, Be the Light, for the 278 gold pills. I appreciate you. Much love. She says we're now up to 5678 if she did her math right. Right? I love math.
Oh, B always hits those numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8, stuff like that.
Right.
She's good for that stuff.
Thanks.
He's
Thanks,
awesome.
love. Yeah, so I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Have you ever seen a tardigrade? Do you know what the hell
I
I'm
have
talking
not.
about?
I do know what you're talking about, but
Bruh.
I've only heard through like podcasts and stuff. I haven't seen what
Severe.
you're saying.
If you do nothing else when you smoke later, right? What I need you to do is Google tardigrade and look at these little weird ass creatures and all that. They shot them out of a gun to see what would happen. Okay? They lived, by the way. This is a real thing that they did recently. NASA shot them out of a gun to see if these little things would live. They lived, right? You got to look them up. If there's anything here that is for sure an alien, it's probably those things.
I'm
They're
definitely going to
saying
be looking
show the
for this.
picture. All right, all right, guys. All right. All right. Severe, I
See,
know
now
you
I
can't
have to
see it.
look.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to
No,
pull
you
it
got
up
to
on
look.
my phone right now.
This is what we're talking about. They're called AKA water bears, right? Lots of spermia at a Big Bang party. Yes, indeed. Right? Yeah, panspermia of all things. I know it's a crazy word, but it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, moss piglets.
Right? Aren't they? They're kind of cute. They're
Wild.
weird looking, but
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture right now of one on its back that looks like it's smiling.
right. They're the weirdest.
Yes, it's funny.
They're the weirdest looking things. Like, hold on. And look at this. Like NASA sends them into space, right? Uh oh, tardigrades. Damn it, that was another one of my questions. Well, I won't use that one this time. Tardigrades were the first quantum entangled animal. Okay. Um, here's the one. Where's that? Hardy water bears survived bullet impacts. Right. Like I said, they were shooting them out of a gun. Right. Right. Israel crashed a rocket full of these things onto the moon. They didn't mean to. It was an accident. It's like, they're just up there building little tardigrade cities and shit. They have to. It looks like a caterpillar in jammies. They do look like they have little footy pajamas or something on, right? Yes, they are very small. They're super small. They're tiny. But yeah, we were talking about Star Trek before the show, Severe. there's a tardigrade on Discovery, except it's a big tardigrade and it travels through like the mycelial network in space, like on these like cosmic trippy shrooms, right? Like this mushroom network. It eats the mycelial spores and it's able to teleport shit. Like, who knows, man? Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's wild. And you said that's on the new one?
Yeah, on Discovery.
Yeah, see, I gotta
You
peep
gotta
these,
watch it.
man.
Like
I do have to
I
watch it.
know they put Stacey Abrams in there, but the show itself I really like. I do.
I know they put her there.
They did. It was just for a second, and they did make her the president of Earth, which was kind of retarded, but I really, really like the show. Thanks, Smalls, for the can. Much love to you. Yeah, tardigrades are odd things.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pics now. Yeah, they're pretty wild looking.
Aren't they? I don't even know if they have any eyes or just that weird looking mouth thing or how exactly that works. But, all right, you got a question for me, sir?
I do. I have one that might seem kind of easy, but I think you'd be surprised by the answer.
All right, bring it.
Okay, how many people still believe NASA faked the moon landing according to a 1999 Gallup poll? I guess this is the last time that they took that kind of poll. So I could give you multiple choice answers.
Yeah, probably. If we're doing percentages, you probably gotta.
They do vary. So you have 6%, 26%, 46%, or 86%.
It's probably 6%, but I'm gonna go with 26%.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know. I don't like the look on your face. All right, I'm gonna go with 6%. Let's just maybe it's more. Maybe it's 46%. No, it's got to be 6%. All right, I'm gonna go with A.
Final answer.
Final answer.
All right, let's see. I want to see what people in the chat think.
You probably
first.
Psyched me out, right? It can't like if they did it back then. It was probably like now. If they asked people, it probably
this was
would
1999.
be. Yeah,
so
like
keep that in mind.
Now, I'm gonna go with 6%. Now, if they ask people, it'd probably be higher though.
I would venture to say it would be a lot higher. Whatever the number is, whatever the correct answer is for 99, I would venture to say you take that same poll right now, and that number would be a hell of a lot higher.
The percentage of people that like believe in aliens now is like 70-something%, right? But if they would have asked them in 99, it probably would have been like 20%, maybe. I don't know.
So you're going with A, 6%.
Yes.
All right. What are people saying in the chat? B,
I'm seeing
46%.
C, I'm seeing 26%, 33%, 89%. They said 90s was prime X-Files day, though. That is true. That is true. B the Light says 6%. I see Tunkle says 46%. PJ Zwierink says B. Yeah, do you also feel free to throw in the chat. Guys, yes or no? Did NASA fake the moon landing? So I have a theory on this as well. Well, it's not just my theory. I'm sure there are a great many people that probably share this perspective.
All right, so Foil, you were correct.
Ha!
6%. 6%.
Yeah. That's still a lot, though.
That's all it was in 99. But I'm telling you, right? Well, that's a good question. What do you think the number would be now?
Man, probably 20%, maybe.
You don't think it would be even higher? What about in your? All right, not nationally, not globally. What about your personal circle? What do you think that percentage would be?
Probably half the people I actually talked to believe the moon landing was fake.
Me too.
Probably half. Let me see. Here's what I think. I think we did go up there, and I think we got our asses turned around. However, I think the footage we were shown was fake. Like, I think that the footage
we were shown was definitely
I think they simultaneously went up there, right, and then got turned around by whatever was up there. And I think that they broadcast us some shit they filmed in a studio just in case there was some catastrophic failure, if the ship blew up, or everybody got killed on the moon or whatever. They didn't know what was going on. I think that they showed us the fake video because the rest of the world was watching too, and also because they like to lie to us, because that's what they do.
That footage is definitely, absolutely freaking faked. I could prove that a million ways, without ever overlapping.
I bet there's real footage that'd be super interesting.
Right, exactly. Just like anything else. If that footage exists, if that's real, you would not hear that guy from NASA sitting there saying, we had to destroy all of our telemetry data. We had to record
we lost
over.
The videos.
It's like, bro. And then when you really look into it, what they said was they didn't have allocation in the funding to get more tapes, more VHS tapes. So they had to record over them because they didn't have funding to procure more tapes to use.
Yeah, come on, man. Like that's as bad as blaming Putin, man. That's another worst excuse ever.
Worst of the worst.
Right?
It's
ridiculous.
Like, oh my God. Are you gotta be kidding?
Piler Koala in the chat. What up, sir? Good to see you show up and show some support, sir. Yeah. Come on, man. They had to reuse. Come on, you don't reuse the moon landing tapes. Like, anything else.
Anything else.
Right? The Canadian says SevereAnon sent you a question for Loyal with sauce. Oh, the Canadian's trying to stump me. I don't know where'd you send it? In your tele DM, Severe, apparently.
Hold on, let me check right now.
All right, Canadian. All right. Let's see what you got. Right? If people can be in the capsule, so can nuclear warheads, Frightening Me says. Space program was a cover for ICBM development. Probably. I think we did go up there, though. I do think we went up there, and I think there was some shenanigans that they can't or they won't talk about.
Oh, that's actually a good question that Mark sent me. You want to hear it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
What creepy movie makes direct references to MK Ultra programming as well as an ECT machine? ECT is electroconvulsive therapy. Is it A, Wizard of Oz, B, A Clockwork Orange, C, Return to Oz, D, the Care Bears movie?
Oh, Clockwork Orange. Or maybe it is the Care Bear movie right now.
You never know, right?
Right? Shady ass Care Bears. I don't trust them. Shooting love out of their stomachs and shit. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You ain't down with that stomach love?
Right? Nobody wants that. Right? I just like that grumpy ass bear. Who was that grumpy ass bear? That's my spirit animal. That one that was like had the little rainy, stormy clouds.
The grumpy Care Bear?
Yeah, right. And Eeyore, Eeyore was any of the little shitty ass animals, those are my guys. Okay.
Oh, Eeyore's dope, man.
Yeah, Eeyore's my guy. Right?
Eeyore's dope.
Yeah. I'm going with Clockwork Orange, man. That's one of my oddly enough, one of my favorite movies. It's a weird
that's
a weird ass movie, right?
That's a Kubrick movie.
And stuff. Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of moon landing and all this other shit, all of a sudden we got a little Kubrick action.
Right. That's such a weird freaking movie.
Dude, Clockwork Orange is a really crazy flick, man. Holy shit.
What sauce did he send?
Well, what did people say in the chat? Wizard of Oz, B, Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I see several Clockworks. Piler says I've already committed to A.
Let me see.
B, right? Care Bear stare.
I caught that from B-Light, the MK Ultra dissociative state. Yeah, facts. All right, so you are going with Clockwork Orange. It looks like peeps in the chat are as well. The correct answer is C, Return to Oz.
What?
Yes. And then there's a
Return to Oz. I didn't even hear past that. Oh.
There's a link to a video that up on Gab TV, the White Rabbit Return to Oz MK Ultra Mind Control. I'll shoot you the link over to that so you can peep it after.
Yeah.
And then there's this image. Hold on, I'm trying to download it now. It's not coming through yet, but I'm trying to pull it up.
You got me, Canadian.
He did. Yeah, he did provide the sauce. I've got it here.
I thought for sure we were talking about Clockwork, right?
Yeah, it's such a crazy flick. I
right?
haven't seen that in so long.
Man, such a weird movie. The imagery in the movie, the color scheme in the movie, like everything is weird. I
Yeah,
actually
everything about
felt
it,
kind of
truly.
bad for the dude. Like, despite the fact that he was, raping somebody, like I felt bad for what they did to his brain, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude. Crazy, crazy.
crazy
And
stuff.
they all, and Kubrick, trust me, if anyone knew about the kind of shit that was going on and stuff like that, he
Well,
was definitely.
you could tell that dude was weird. Somebody had mentioned Eyes Wide Shut. Frightening Me mentioned Eyes Wide Shut in the chat. Yeah, I mean Kubrick was awesome. A
Oh,
whole nother other plane, man.
absolutely, absolutely. Did
You've
you ever
never
see that
seen it,
clip
Frightening Me? Wait, seen which clip?
of him talking about shooting the footage
No,
for the landing?
no, I
Oh my
haven't.
God. Mark, dude, I know Mark's out there. Bro, I know you know the clip that I'm talking about. It's a black and white clip right before he died, where he is literally giving an interview talking about like how they set it up and how the stages were set and how he was directing the shit. Like wild,
Man,
wild piece of footage, man.
right? Yeah, I've never
If
seen
Mark
Return to
doesn't have
Oz
it,
either.
I'll find it. Oh yeah, no, it's a creepy ass movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it now. I've never seen that.
It's yeah, that's one you got to put on your list. That's a wild freaking flick, man.
Right? Maybe I'll, cause I gotta work when we get off here. Maybe I'll turn it on while I'm sitting here. That does sound crazy. Uh, the Lollipop Guild were all CIA operatives. Is that true, Cats? Or are you just messing with me? Cause I've never seen it. Right?
I'll be the lights that I've seen that clip. Yeah, she knows what I'm talking about. It's a wild clip. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, I can't believe this clip actually freaking exists.
I
What?
bet. I bet.
And you ever seen the movie? I'm sure if anyone's seen it, you've seen it. I think it's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
No.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh my
Apparently,
God.
there's a lot of shit I missed
Oh my
somehow.
God, Mark, please grab that one as well. I know you have that too. Mark's got
Ah,
everything. Mark's a freaking beast, man.
right. Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
there's a that you have to see. I mean, you're gonna watch this and be like, holy
Yeah, I'm gonna
shit!
have to because I watch the
Wow.
same 15 shows over and over and over again because I don't I don't want to I feel like we're all brainwashed anyway, so I try to be very selective with what I allow to myself to brainwash myself with,
Yes,
you know.
exactly.
So I watch all these old old shows, freaking original Star Trek. We were just talking about this, like I watch Fringe and X Files and stuff like that. I watch it all on repeat all the time.
Yeah, yeah. No, these clips that movie, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, I think is like maybe an hour long. It's a documentary. It's not crazy long, but the footage that you'll see in that and the stuff that they show is just like I mean, really, just it's insane, man. The way they did it, it's just. I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm just going to let you
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
I'm gonna don't I'm gonna watch
But
it and
I'll
then we're gonna
get those
talk about
clips
it.
over to you. Trust me. Yeah, we'll have fun after you keep that. We'll have one crazy conversation.
Right? Definitely. Maybe even do a review on it or something. I gotta check that out for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
facts.
I said, yeah, a lot of crazy. I'm gonna have to check that out. I see the chat talking about it. Okay, I got a crazy question for you.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna get biblical. All right, we're gonna get biblical. Tal el Hammam, right, which suffered some fiery destruction near the Dead Sea, is thought by some to be what ancient biblical city? Tal el Hammam, by the Dead Sea, horrible fiery death and destruction, is thought by some to be what ancient biblical city? Is it A, Zoar, B, Nineveh, C, Sodom, or D, Jericho? All right, and this is a crazy story, man. This is a crazy story. Just made the news the other day. It's funny, Severe, because nowadays when I want to write conspiracy theory trivia questions, I actually just go to the news and I can find a whole lot of stuff because everything seems to be true.
Facts. Yeah. Seriously, it's wild. I think I've got it narrowed down to either C or D.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm
Respectable choices.
yeah, I may have to defer and use like a, a crowd consensus.
There
What do
you
we
go.
call that?
Right.
It's like a phone a friend
Phone a
kind of thing.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Phone a
it's
friend.
like one of those. I'm gonna have to use one of those. I want to see what oh, if I could phone a friend, it would be Mark. He knows all this shit. It would be automatic. I'm leaning towards C. I want to see what people say though. All right, it's
We'll
starting
give
to
it a
come up
minute,
now.
right?
I'm seeing it now. Yeah, they agree with me.
Yeah, it seems to be divided between C and D right now. It's a red herring foil threw in. Is it fighting me? Is it
It
though?
so is. It's a good one.
Right, right.
I think I'm gonna go with C.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with C. I was thinking C. It was down to C and D. I was edging towards C, but now seeing the
Okay.
comment, I'm gonna go with C.
It is C.
Oh
Frightening
yeah,
me. It is
let's go.
Sodom,
Let's
right? They
go.
think they found the city of Sodom. It's crazy because so archaeologists there claim to have found melted rooftops, disintegrated pottery, like really unusual patterns in the rock formations that would only be associated with like super intense heat. Okay. Um, for like 100 years after, for 3 to 6 centuries after 1650 BC, the settlement's 100 acres was completely fallow. Nothing would grow. It was a mess there, right? So Steve Collins, who's the principal archaeologist at Tel Mom, uh, looked at all of this evidence, and a lot of it was published in the scientific journal Nature. And he claimed that the incineration matched with the place and the timing of the biblical account of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Now, he's getting a lot of pushback on this, right? Because there was a Christian college that went over and was helping, and like now they're saying like, oh, the evidence is skewed. Like, of course they're gonna say that it's Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever. I mean, obviously this is one of the Bible's best known stories, right? And for those of you that don't know, yes, fire and brimstone, right, destroyed Sodom. For those of you that don't know, so apparently, Sodom and Gomorrah is like synonymous with sin, right? There were a lot of man, how do you politely say, like, there was cuckery and butt fuckery and all sorts. There's no polite way to say it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's quite literally where the term sodomites comes from.
Hey, there's no way for me to church that up any. Okay, it just is
Yes,
what it
it's
is.
just butt fuckery.
It was a mess. Okay, the Lord was mad.
Oh,
The Lord was mad.
Lord was quite mad.
The
Yes.
Lord was mad, right? And Abraham's trying to bargain to spare the city, and then the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? And Abraham looks back, and there's dense smoke rising from the land like smoke from a furnace, right? So clearly, when you see the descriptions of the evidence they found, I mean, and the location of where it was found right near the Dead Sea, I mean, it looks like debauchery. Thank you, Yuvonda. That would have worked, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
just a land of just pure debauchery. I mean,
right.
that's
That
really
would have
exactly
worked,
what
but
it is.
but we'll
Yeah.
go with cuckery and butt fuckery instead. Sorry, right?
Cuck butt fuckery.
Right. Yeah, it was a mess. So now there are some people that are speculating that the nature of the destruction suggests maybe a massive airburst, like maybe or a comet, that something exploded, kind of like Tunguska in Russia, where it exploded in the air before it hit the ground, and it put out these waves of intense heat. Um, but even if that was the case, people always try to explain stuff from the Bible in scientific terms, like, it wasn't God because we know that it was, this, that, or the other. Like, eh, you know, six of one, half a dozen of the other. It's the same thing either way, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So the guy's getting a lot of kickback for saying this, and it's actually been in the news for the past few days because of the claims that are being made. Again, because last month, this guy Stephen Jarrett, he's a postdoctoral fellow at the and R. Scott Harris, a space scientist at Atlanta's Fernbeck Science Center, have been throwing a fit. We've got leftist scientists throwing a fit that this cannot possibly be what they're saying it is. So yeah, so it's back in the news now, which is crazy.
Yeah, so damn, we're doing all right. Myself in the chat, we're doing pretty well tonight.
Yeah, getting some good answers, right?
Not bad,
Getting
not
them right,
bad.
right. I know some of them were crazy. I got all right, all right. We'll do another one. This little more sciency, a little bit of science fun for you. Okay.
Let go.
All right. What icy moon of Jupiter do scientists think might be habitable for life? Is it A, Europa, B, Ganymede, C, Io, or D, Callisto?
I was thinking Europa before you started naming them. I think I may stick with that. Usually my first instinct is right on those. I think that is accurate. I'll probably stick with that. I want to see what the chat says, but I think I'll probably stick with that. Run through them one last time.
All right. What icy moon of Jupiter do scientists may think is habitable for life? Is it Europa, Ganymede, Io, or Callisto?
Thinking maybe Ganymede. Shit. Be the light saying Callisto. Damn, everyone's saying different answers.
Yeah, don't you hate it when that happens? Right?
That's how you know it's a good question. That's how you know it's a really good question, when there's no consensus.
Mugga says angels were bargaining with God. No, Abraham was trying to get God to spare, and I could be wrong, but I think this is when he said, there's not one good person among them, and then he destroyed the city.
I think that's accurate. I think you have that right. All right, so people are saying A. There, if there's any consensus at all, at least over at Foxhole, it's with A.
Right.
I was thinking Europa as well. That was A, right? Europa.
Yep.
Although Be the Light knows her shit, she's saying Callisto. I'm gonna stick with A. I'll stick with A. Final answer.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was Europa.
Yeah.
Right. Icy moon.
Yeah.
I think Callisto is not an icy moon, right? It's crazy because they're actually comparing it to Greenland's ice sheet, saying that it's similar in that water close to the surface on Europa runs through these ridges. Like there are all these ridges on Europa, and that there's water very close to the surface, and they're thinking that there's a subsurface ocean there, right? Now, there is an icy shelf that's like miles thick that covers a possible ocean, but there may be these shallow pockets of liquid water near these ridges. And they're thinking that it is possible that life could survive there. Wasn't there a movie recently, The Europa Report?
Yes, exactly.
Is that right?
Yes, I think that's right.
Right? They're saying because it's closer to the surface, you get interesting chemicals from space, like other moons, the volcanoes of Io, like these chemicals, that there's a possibility that if life has a shot, there are pockets in the water in the shell where life could survive. Right? It's the same kind of mechanism that they see in Greenland, and they're thinking that it suggests that there could be, zones all over that could be habitable for life. Right? Now in Greenland, there are these double ridges of ice. They're very uncommon, but on Europa, these features are abundant. Like the hills on Europa, if you look at them from space, I mean, they look like dramatic scars on the planet. And astronomers have been wondering how they formed since Galileo first, saw this thing, the space probe, and Galileo Galilei, actually. But they think that water is being pushed up through the shell via these cracks, and that it makes this like very shallow subsurface water where there could be life. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep. Yeah, see, yeah, people were, yeah, I caught it late, but yeah, more and more people were saying, hey,
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea of there being life in this solar system does not sound crazy to me at all. Like, I think there was life on Mars. I mean, and like we were talking about the tardigrades earlier, they could survive in an environment like that. I mean, they
yeah,
survive in,
that's
in
crazy. I'm gonna have
Antarctic
to
ice
look more
waters.
into that.
What, the tardigrades? I'm all about the
Yeah,
tardigrades today.
yeah,
See you
definitely.
later,
I need
Vader.
to check more into that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think there was life on Mars. So I mean, the moons of Jupiter don't seem so out of the way for me. Um, I don't know. You know, I think there's probably light. Like I said, I think there's probably shit on the moon. I mean, who knows?
Right. I mean, ultimately, that's the whole point. Who knows? Who knows? And unfortunately, the sad part is there are people that know. You know what I mean? There are
Yeah,
definitely
are they
people
gonna
that know.
ever just come out and tell us though?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, like it's funny because the even when people do come out and try to tell us stuff is so hard to trust them, like Lou Elizondo. Okay, like I want to believe, man, I want to believe what this guy is saying, right? But he's a government guy. Like, how do you how do you trust how do you trust things that are coming essentially from a government guy? Like, it's very, very hard for me. He was
And
on a podcast the other day talking about how we've already had disclosure, like we are in communication with these things.
and then the problem is, how do you know that someone that's labeled or is self-admitted whistleblower from any one of these organizations, how do you know that is not someone being sent out purposely to start that kind of campaign? Like, you really never know. Seriously, that's the problem. Like, is that person a legitimate whistleblower? Like, they realized they were part of something that they may not have known they were part of until they were kind of deep into it, and then they
Right. Or
realized,
they limited
and they're like,
hangout,
whoa.
like they sent him out, like they trotted him out there, like, okay, this is what you're
Right.
allowed to say. What up, Spaz? Good to see you.
You know what I mean? Like, so there's so many levels to that, and it makes it very hard. That's where your discernment and your digging abilities and such, that's where it comes into play, is
Man,
when you're trying to vet these people that come out of nowhere saying this crazy shit. It's like,
it's
all
so
right.
hard when they're, because we want, like, I want the government to come out and say, okay, there are aliens. We've been in contact with these things since the 40s. Like, this is all the stuff that we've done. Like, we want that. But then even if they did that, I'd be like, I don't know if I can believe you, man. Like,
Right.
even if I
See
already
that?
think it, I'm gonna be like, just because
Exactly.
you're saying it now, I don't know. You guys lie all the time.
It's like reverse confirmation bias. It's like, instead of being like, okay, now because someone else said it, now I believe it. It's like, wait, hold on. Now someone
Yeah,
else said
right.
it. I
Now,
don't know
now
if
I'm
I
like,
believe it.
now I don't know, right?
Yeah,
I
you know
believed
what I
it
mean?
until
It's
you said it.
crazy.
Now I don't
Right.
know, right? Now I don't
Exactly.
know, right?
And then it makes you second guess your own thoughts, your own theories, your own ideas. And it's like,
Yeah,
damn,
like
man.
I literally asked, like I asked Sam Tripoli that the other day. I'm like, if you ever conspiracy theorized yourself into a circle back to where you were at the mainstream narrative, like hey, wait a minute, like how did
And
I
you
get back
could.
here? Yeah,
You
yeah.
could
You're like,
do
wait a
that
minute,
with anything. You really could. You
right,
could it's kind of wild, but yeah,
right,
it's crazy.
right. What do you guys? Do you guys believe Lou Elizondo? Is he? What do you guys think of Lou? Tell me in the chat. I really want to know. Right? Yes, Frighty Me. Good call. Mirage Men, where they gaslit that dude into killing himself. That dude that was like getting the signals from the base or whatever, and then they tricked him into thinking it was some alien shit, and it really wasn't, and it was a whole big scheme. You know, Yeah, it's double reverse psychology, right?
Yes.
Man,
I mean, that's really what it is. It's like a double agent. You know what I mean? Where they're working both, and it's like,
let me ask
shit.
you this, Severe. Who would you trust if somebody came out today and was like, yeah, there are aliens, or yeah, we've got, I don't know, whatever, a civilization on. Who would you trust? Who is somebody that could come out right now and you'd be like, you know what? I think I believe you.
Shit,
Right?
that's a really good question.
Who would you trust?
Damn. Just outright, just trust, like, wholeheartedly.
Uh, you'd at least give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't think of anybody that I just wholeheartedly be
At
like,
the
well, you said it, so
yeah,
I'm with it. Because
at
I don't
this
believe shit
point,
about shit anyway.
I'm so jaded to all that kind of shit.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like I don't know if there's anybody. Honestly, I really don't. I think I would second and triple, quadruple guess anybody that was coming out saying this kind of shit. And maybe that's my own just like seeing through so much bullshit so many times from so many different people that it's just my automatic reaction to not believe anything that anybody's saying and to verify for myself. But I really, damn, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
see,
really
like
don't know if there's a person that I
Canadian
could do
is
that.
saying Trump. Like I wouldn't trust that. I don't know that there's anybody. Like, is there anybody? Okay, in the chat, you guys throw it out. Is there anybody that if they came out right now and they were like, okay, we'll just use aliens since that's, we've been in contact with them since 1947 or whatever. Like, right, frightening me. I don't believe shit about shit anyway. So, who would you trust? Who could come out right now and tell you, and you'd be like, okay, it's settled, or at least you'd give them the benefit of the doubt. If you got somebody, throw it in the chat, because I really want to know.
Yeah, I'm
Desert
looking
Fire
in the
says
chat to
praying
see if
medic.
anyone says anything.
Yeah, no one, right? Trust no one.
I can't think of anyone,
I
man.
can't either. I really
Maybe
can't.
if you would have asked me when I was younger, you know what I mean? I probably would have had a couple of names I would throw up there.
Right?
But now, like, shit, man.
PJ's wearing says no one unless they brought out the alien. Even if they brought out the alien, I'd be like, they could have made that video. Like, that could be a deep fake. I don't know.
That's the
where they
problem
want us to be, though.
With the advent of technology.
Yeah.
That is the entire problem right there, is that anything that you may have believed to be real at a certain point in the past, you realize can be duplicated, faked, replicated, and it's like,
oh, thanks, Sarah. Successful
man.
Sarah says she trusts me. Yeah, I won't give you no shit. I try to bring you everything sauced, right? I'm not gonna spin you no yarns for sure. Yeah, see, frightening me says maybe Trump. Christina Love said Alara. Avi Loeb did come out and say that he thinks that Oumuamua was possibly a ship. Like, but and even like, yeah, I trust his analysis of Oumuamua, but I mean, if he came right now and was like, yeah, there are the aliens, and I've been chatting with one every Friday night at 8 o'clock, I'd be like, I don't know, man. Even my favorite academicians, I don't know that I would buy. I don't know. It's so hard to trust anything from anybody,
It's so true.
Yeah, like Mulder, man, trust no one. I don't know.
For real, man, especially these days, man. Everyone's got some like agenda, some kind of bullshit behind the scenes that they're trying to sneak past everyone, man.
Yeah, Tyler says Tyler Koala says they can fake anything. No video is sufficient. Yeah.
It's a fact. They can quite literally fake anything. If you've seen it in a movie, if you've seen it on a TV show, I mean, they can.
I mean, think about it. We talk about like Project Bluebeam and shit, right? Like, even if we looked up and it looked like an alien invasion was happening, like me, you guys know, I'd be in the bunker. Like, somebody come get me. I'm out. Give me my guns and my ammo and just call me when it's time to go. Like, that's the extent of that, right? But would I really believe it was I still would be in my bunker like, man, I don't know, this could be an optical illusion, I don't know, until somebody was in front of me getting shot by a Martian space spider. I'd probably be like, I don't know, guys.
It's true. And again, that's another level of conditioning, is to, when that point comes, think about that. If they were really to pull that off, some blue beam shit, you'd be like, dude,
right?
You wouldn't. It's like you'd be so divided. Half of you would be like, holy shit, they're really here.
Yeah,
and the other half would be like, man, right? I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, we knew this was coming, right?
And it's like, it's a mind fuck. You know what I mean? It really is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Right. What do you do? Thank you, Rainbow Snuggle Fritz, for the shades. Who says, I don't think I would trust anyone in the mainstream. Fantastic show tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, well yeah, it's 9:40. Damn, we went over. I didn't get to chatting it up. Just totally. Yes, Tyler. Martian space spiders. Even if they showed up, like I'd definitely be tripping on some level, and then on my other level, I'd be like, like, are you really here? I just don't know.
Right now, if you saw footage of it, and I wouldn't buy any footage that I saw, it would be hard for me to buy it, even seeing it right in front of me. Like, wait, is this hologram? What are they doing? Like,
Right?
what is it?
Isn't that
But
so
then you
sad that
start,
that's where we're at, though?
and then you start to see it actually physically play out. It's like, whoa, all right, this is some next level shit
I'd be
that's
like,
going on right
man,
now.
bro, they just shot, bro. Like, run! And I'd be
But
like, I'd be sold at that point, probably.
right up to that point, though, I would still be skeptical.
Right?
I would literally still
Like,
be like, nah,
like, I don't know.
it's
Right? I
crazy.
don't know. Right? Oh, thanks, DK. See, there's people that would trust me. Yeah, if I get on here and tell you the aliens are here, you know I'm serious. Right? Something happened that I absolutely experienced some shit and it's time to go. Right? Just know that. Right? Yeah, no, Andy's girl, I don't have I use Alara's Telegram channel. If you're looking for me on Telegram, I do post in the what is Alara of Serious channel because I'm too lazy to make my own. Plus I work 3 jobs, so there's that. I don't have time, right? Pyler says that's why I laugh at the people who want proof. Yeah, there's that. I mean, government documents, people can come to you with every government document in the world. They can come to you with footage and everything else, and yet the fact of the matter is you still don't really know, that shit can all be faked,
Absolutely. All of it.
right? All be faked. Well, sir, so aside from your new album coming out, which you guys can go to therealsevere.com and get, right? On what day? Is it Monday or Tuesday?
Still trying to figure it out. It'll be within the next few days. So just keep it on your radar, guys. The next couple of days we're putting the finishing touches on it right now. So as soon as it's ready to go, it'll be up on the website and available.
All right. Well, go over there and check that out. You guys know. Shut up, Pyler says even foil is fake. Yeah, I am an algorithm. I am a bot. We know this. We know this, okay? We know this, man. Yeah, so go over there to therealsevere.com. Check it out. I'll put the link in the description below as soon as we get off of here and I have a chance to fix it. Guys, the Secret Space Conference is coming. We're only a few days away now, right? I need you to go to secretspaceconference.info. If you haven't got your tickets, you can get tickets over there. They've got day passes. You can also get, exclusive access to the live stream, which I understand has been set up extremely well, right? There's not going to be any crazy glitches or nothing. This has been done. It's all professional, man. So go check it out. There's going to be some excellent speakers there. It's going on for, I think, 4 days. So there's going to be a ton of fun there. A lot of good people going to be there. Yuvonda's going to be there. Pyler, Koala, and Aaron. Kate, the Kate Awakening will be there. Jermaine Chavis is going to be there talking some wild stuff, I am certain. So go and check that out. Yeah, and Severe has a Telegram channel too. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. Severe is on Telegram, right? It's SevereAnon.
There's two. T.me/Red Pill Music and T.me/SevereAnon Music.
There you go. So
Yeah,
go
one's a
check out
chat
Severe.
and one's just a music channel.
Well, I love, chatting, right?
Yes, it's a good chat. We have a good time over there.
So definitely go over there and check him out on Telegram, guys. What else? I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. I think it might take a week off. I'm going to be working a lot next week, but I want to send out much love. Thank you to everybody that sent gold pill love. Oh, let me go do your scratching before anybody has a coronary. I gotcha.
Oh, and I will remind everyone tonight in hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. You're going to be live.
Yeah, man. Your boy will be live, man. We'll be doing riffs for ships. It is a good time. Friday nights, we get it popping. Great chat, awesome music, high vibes. And yeah, we have a great time. So
yeah, if you're not on the Foxhole, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Go over and make a free account, right? Everybody that disappeared from YouTube is now on Foxhole or Rokfin. If you're not following me on Rokfin, go over there. The account is free. I have a channel over there. Alara has a channel over there.
I will be there.
Severe is going to be over there.
I'm going to make
Sam
a channel
Tripoli
there.
is over there. There's a lot of cool people. Jason Burmis, right? A lot of cool people on the Rokfin. Go over there and check it out. Your scratching has been released, and I think that'll do it, man. Until next time. Just to be a nice host, they can still hear us, but I got my exit music playing. That was fun. Thanks for coming to hang out, man.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's always a good time when we get here.
Right? Yeah. I don't know how long Pyler's gonna take off. I know his conference is next weekend, so I know he won't be here next weekend, but I need next weekend. I don't know if he's doing the weekend after that, but I might be hitting you up for what's be like round 4 of conspiracy theory trivia with Severe.
I believe that is true.
Either
yeah,
4 or 5,
right.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. You know I'm always down. Just give me a heads up, and we will always make it happen.
Yeah, you're gonna come do some Apocalypse World news with me soon. That'll be fun.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. As soon as I get done with this one project, I'm gonna start with the Apocalypse World news shit.
Yeah, I'm ready for that whenever you are, because we are definitely on the same wave when it comes to that.
Man, I'm gonna bring some truth. Right? Gonna bring some truth.
You know it, girl.